was interesting about the whole grains lowering CRP levels. I was looking mostly at the fats, the good fats that lower CRP levels. Anyway, dietary guidelines for protein. Am I boring you? So I only got a few minutes left here. Consuming adequate protein while on a weight loss diet, like we said, can curb hunger and, in most cases, maintain lean body mass. You don't want to lose muscle when you're on these diets. Some people believed in the past, and some not so progressive dietitians believe that having too much protein can actually cause a leaching of the calcium out of the bone and causing bone loss. And I'm not talking massive amounts of protein, but I'm talking about increasing more than the RDA, which is 0.8 grams per kilogram of your body per day. It's a mouthful. But basically, in the past, and again, like some people still believe this, is that what happens is that proteins are amino acids, acidic. So if the blood gets too acidic, calcium will come to the rescue, get released from the bone because it's alkaline, and it will neutralize the pH in the blood. So you basically leach calcium from the bone and you end up with bone loss. But really there's not a lot of credible research that's out there that actually supports that today. There's a study that was done at UConn. I'm not sure if it was done yet. I heard it on iTunes. And actually, I think I actually played it on one of my shows. It was called the SPOON study. Let's see if I can remember the acronym. Supplementary protein to offset osteoporosis now. And they did a study on bone building exercise with supplementary protein. I'm not sure what the results were, but that's where it's heading, and we're moving away from that old theory of that leaching from the bone, the calcium. So what are the best sources of lean, high-quality protein? Whole eggs and egg whites. Some people get hung up on whole eggs with the yolk, but if you go to my website, it's a commercial, right? www.coreessentials.biz, and then go to articles. It's the first article. Are eggs bad for you? And I'll let you read it yourself. But one thing I would add to it, and I may have to update it, is that first of all, the yolk has the A, D, E, and K vitamins, and it has part of the protein in there as well. Not a lot of cholesterol, 216, I think, milligrams of cholesterol, and a lot of it doesn't get absorbed, and you don't get high cholesterol from eating high cholesterol foods. You get high cholesterol from eating saturated fat, plain and simple, for the most part. So we'll talk a little bit about whole eggs a little bit later when I talk about the different types of fats. Okay? It turns out that it has the omega-6 in it, and some people are kind of thinking we get too much of that, and I'm getting ahead of myself. So skinless white meat, poultry, take that skin off. Fish and seafood, I think most people know this, low-fat dairy, and beans and legumes. Black beans, chickpeas, or sometimes called garbanzo beans. Edamame, looks like crushed peas. They're very good. Green beans, peanuts, to name a few. But for the vegetarians out there, I'm sure they know that if they combine legumes and grains, they get a complete protein. And I'm sure the vegetarians know what I'm talking about there. Because not all vegetables have all the 8 essential amino acids in them, and you need to have all of them to get a complete protein. You need the complete, and most meats, dairy products have that. Fats, my favorite topic. Not all fats are bad for you. Matter of fact, the omega-3 fatty acids like salmon, flax seeds, walnuts can reduce inflammation in the body, and they can also decrease what we call, real fancy term, platelet aggregation, or prevent blood clotting, and improve insulin sensitivity. So when you eat that, you're basically not going to have, even with a carbohydrate that's high, glycemic, it can actually, sort of negate the effect of that sugar. So it doesn't have that spike. So it's good to have fat with a lot of the meals that you're eating. I'm setting it up here, so you don't be afraid of fat, the good fats. So, and there's many other benefits from consuming omega-3s, but one thing I want to mention is if you're on Coumadin, it's important not to consume too much omega-3, or talk to your physician, because it's a blood thinner, a lot of the fish oils. And it can actually combine with Coumadin, it may be a bad reaction. So also, it can actually affect type 2 diabetics, may increase fasting blood glucose levels, especially if you're increasing your levels with a supplement, which we'll talk about. Consuming, this is a little bit detailed, I'll see if I can do the best I can with this. Consuming too much omega-6, safflower, sunflower oil, corn oil, which is predominant in cooking these days, and not enough of the omega-3 can disrupt the normal balance of omega-6 to omega-3. Ultimately, there should be a 4-to-1 ratio from omega-6 to omega-3. But as the years have gone by, we've actually raised it almost 20 to even 30-to-1 in favor of omega-6 to omega-3, which sets the stage for information. And I'm going to read something